David R. here. Today I'm going to talk to you about this book, The Rational Male, Preventive Medicine by ROLLO TOMASSI. This is volume 2 of the series. There are 2 other books. This is the middle child. So, why should you read a book about women or how to better yourself as a man? Hasn't Hollywood taught you everything you need to know about love? No, it hasn't, actually. In fact, Hollywood has led you in the wrong direction. I don't know if you're aware of that, but it has. So why should you read this book? There are 2 reasons that I can think of, although there are plenty more. One reason is you will step out of the dark and into the light. It's like leaving Plato's cave. You know, all you knew was darkness. And then you walk up onto land and you see sunlight for the first time. That's what this book is. Although the light will hurt your eyes at first because you haven't used your eyes. There are a few things you'll find after reading books like these is that women are a bit more predictable than you may have thought. You know, I used to go through life thinking, I just don't understand women. But they can be understood. It just depends on what phase they are in their life or what phase they are in their monthly hormonal cycle. Another reason is red pill awareness will keep you from being deceived by the feminine primary social order. It's the femmatrix or the feminine matrix. It's everywhere. And the way to get out is to read books like Rational Male or similar books, but also to talk to other men who have red pill awareness. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, red pill, there's the red pill and the blue pill from the Matrix. You know, you take the red pill or you take the blue pill. You know, you could take the red pill and life is going to be a little bit tougher because you're going to see things for what they really are. That's what red pill awareness is. And blue pill is what most guys are, blue pill betas. I used to be one of them. In fact, I was so blue, I was like a Smurf. I'm going to quote something at the beginning of Chapter 1, Book 1. Rollo says, "There are methods and social contrivances women have used for centuries to ensure that the best male's genes are selected and secured with the best male provisioning she's selectively capable of attracting. Ideally, the best man should exemplify the best of both aspects, but rarely do the 2 exist in the same male, particularly these days. So, in the interest of achieving her biological imperative and prompted by an innate need for security, the feminine as a whole needed to develop social conventions and methodologies which change as her environment and personal conditions do to affect optimizing women's innate hypergamy." Just in case you don't know what hypergamy means, it is the want of something more. I'm sure you've seen the meme where Lois is sitting on the bed next to Superman and she's like, "Is this the best I can do? Or is he the best I can get?" That's hypergamy. Always wanting something more. Grass is always greener on the other side. Understanding hypergamy. Rollo discusses biological hypergamy. It's not only social, but it goes to a deeper level. In the section, Your Friend Menstruation, he talks about a woman's monthly hormonal cycle and how that pertains to hypergamy. As you can see here, from days 1 through 14, a woman will be in her follicular proliferative phase. And from days 14 through 28, she will be in her luteal phase. If you follow the hormone levels, you can see her estrogen is highest towards the end of the follicular phase. And progesterone hits its peak during the luteal phase. How do these hormonal changes affect women? Well, they affect her in many ways. Around the time of ovulation, she will be attracted to men with a more chiseled facial structure, more chiseled body. These equal higher testosterone. Higher estrogen wants higher testosterone. She will dress more sexual. Her vocal intonation will change. And she'll be attracted to male body odor. In other words, she's going to be turned on. And she wants the alpha, not the beta. She wants a guy who can do things to her that turn her on. All women have an inner slut. And Rollo says that the hot co-ed on spring break in Cancun, who fucks the cute guy in the foam cannon party, is most likely in the proliferative phase. Add alcohol, and you've got the chemical formula for sexual urgency, even from the good girl. Sexual tingles are more common during the proliferative phase. The luteal phase starts around day 14 and ends around day 28. During this phase, she will be attracted to a guy who's less masculine. She's looking for comfort and nurturing, not arousal. You could say that this is her beta phase, and the proliferative phase is her alpha phase. You know, men are always ready for sex, but with women, their sex drive is cyclical. It's not like ours. You know, they have these phases. It goes up, goes down. That was a general overview of the woman's monthly hormonal cycle. If you want to learn more, you can look at Marty Hazelton's book called Hormonal. She goes into a lot of detail about this very subject. Now I'm going to talk about hypergamy on a broader scale. The formative years. The age range is 15 through 25, roughly. As you can see in the chart, there are different phases to the formative years, and that's the way all of these sections work. During the teen years, 15 to 18, women prioritize their sexual selectivity according to men's physical features. Basically, is he hot or not? But he has to pass certain tests. You know, he has to be tall and muscular. He's just the straight up alpha. That's what she wants. So between the ages of 18 through 20, at about the time of her senior year in high school, this is a break phase because she's going to be conflicted. She's conflicted between remaining with her monogamous boyfriend that she may have met during her teen years and moving on to college, which means lots of sexual freedom. The beta male, he will think, hey, why am I not being rewarded for all of the things I did for her? You know, rewarded for his loyalty, support, and building relational equity with the girl. Well, it doesn't work that way. Guys may even try the long-distance relationship at this point, you know, maybe via internet. Or a guy may even move somewhere to be near her while she's going to college. Big mistake, by the way. The party years. These span between 20 and 25. Some observations about the party years. For one, she will experience peak fertility. This is usually between the ages of 22 to 23, although I've read in various places that it might be younger, might be around that age. So she will have lots of sexual options, and she'll take advantage of those because she will be the hottest she will ever be in her life. If she's really good looking, she will be like a movie star. I mean, everywhere she goes, guys are going to want to be with her. She will have sex with lots of men, and I think women too. I think women have a bisexual side, so I think that she would have sex with both, threesomes and things like that. She'll do a lot of experimentation. Rollo says she will be the most cocky and most self-assured that she will ever be in her life. During the party years, women will prefer dating men a little older. I mean, they'll still screw their alpha guys, but they want to be with a guy who can offer a little more than themselves. I think during this time is probably when these women get sugar daddies, and they get to play, but they also have to kind of report to a guy who's giving them money just for being hot. The Epiphany phase, this is between the age of 25 to 35. All right, the late party years end around 27, and between the ages of 27 through 29, well, she's considering marriage. Starting a family. And women during this phase will attempt to consolidate on marriage with a man who has alpha genetics combined with providership and parental investment. She wants a hot guy who will help her take care of the kids. She's looking for financial, emotional, parental investment, and physical security. She's also in need of fulfilling a psychological need for a masculine role of stability. Her life up to this point has been all fun and games. Getting attention, having sex with all kinds of different people, partying, having a good time. But now she's starting to get a little serious. But there's a reason for this. She's getting this way because her sexual market value is declining. She can tell. She knows. She's aware. She sees the younger women, and those women are hotter than her. So, this woman wants a fresh start. She wants to start over. She wants a man who will forget everything she's done in the past. Rollo says she will say, I used to be so different in college, but I've grown personally. I've learned my lesson about pursuing the wrong kind of men. I'm done with bad boys now. She wants to be absolved of all of her indiscretions during the party years. As her sexual market value drops, the guy's value is going up. And she has to keep him in the dark about this. He can't know that he has sexual market value now. It's during the Epiphany phase she will say things like, men should date women their own age. Men are shallow for ignoring single mothers. Men have fragile egos. Men are threatened by successful women. And when men marry these women, they are getting her settled best, not her best. There are things that she won't do with her husband that she did with those alphas in the past. She's looking for the long-term investment with the beta male. The beta's got to be kept in the dark. It's the only way. Sure, I think she would love to continue partying and doing what she did before. But she's gotten a little older. And she knows that her looks aren't what they were when she was, 20, 21, 22. And that's why she's settling down. the security and development phases, ages 31 through 40. During the security phase, women's prioritization of attraction shifts to a man's provisioning potential. A man's proven capacity to provide enough resources for himself and a potential mate are key to this attraction. At this phase in her life, she'll have security anxiety. She's drawn to a guy with affluence, provisioning capacity, and status. She still wants him to be kept in the dark about what she had done in the past, but she is more drawn to these things that give her security and less about the tingles. Once the child arrives, she shifts her attention from him to the child. And this makes sex a utility. She gives sex like throwing a bone to a dog when the dog is good. And she doesn't always give him the sex. He feels he has to work harder to get it because it's just a utility now. It's not necessary. Not for her, at least. He's a beta. If he was an alpha, well, that would be different. So the beta dad doubles down. The workhorse will work harder, even though he feels she doesn't respect him so much, But he continues to try and try and try to gain her respect. But all his martyr-like behavior makes her resentful of him. Yeah, she doesn't reward that. Rollo says it's important that a man lives in his frame and the wife or girlfriend merely participates in that frame. And you have to do this from the very beginning. You don't just start at the 10th year of marriage. It doesn't work that way. During this phase, there are a couple of things that go on. There's what's known as a 7-year itch. And then at the 20-year mark, the couple will reassess their relationship. At the 7-year point, their child is becoming somewhat autonomous. So they have to evaluate their relationship for some reason. And then at the 20-year mark, their children are independent or at least nearly independent. So the couple evaluates their relationship again. This is the empty nesters period. And, things could happen. There could be a divorce. You never know. The redevelopment, reassurance, and security phases, age 40 onward. This is the divorce fantasy cougar phase. She's contemplating the excitement she had during her peak SMV. Rollo says 5 minutes of alpha experience in her 20s will always trump 5 to 7 years of beta dedication on his part. At this phase in her life, she is prone to mourning a prior alpha lover. Rollo refers to this as the alpha widow. She's thinking about that particular alpha that got away. This, and among other things, causes an alpha re-interest. She's got the security she needs. Now she just wants the sex from the alpha. Her kids at this phase are independent or nearly independent, and the beta has served his usefulness. Sure, she still desires security, but at the same time, that security is stifling. She wants excitement. During this phase in the relationship, there is a fundamental reassessment of the man she's with. And there are convenient social conventions that are pre-established for her to help justify the decisions that she is going to make. Like, you go, girl, or you still got it, girl. And there are movies, books, and other sources of entertainment that will steer her in the direction in which she wants to go. And as women age, they get towards their later years, they have this urgency to warn younger generations of the sisterhood about the decisions that they made. And also, they will desire to live vicariously through these women, through their daughters or granddaughters. In conclusion, I'm going to end with a quote from Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook. This quote sums up what Rollo has been talking about here. When looking for a life partner, my advice to women is date all of them. The bad boys, the cool boys, the commitment phobic boys, the crazy boys, but do not marry them. The things that make the bad boys sexy do not make them good husbands. When it comes time to settle down, find someone who wants an equal partner, someone who thinks women should be smart, opinionated, and ambitious, someone who values fairness and expects, or even better, wants to do his share in the home. These men exist, and trust me, over time nothing is sexier